am an android robot. They design us to serve humans, especially men who have lost their wives. We robots look very realistic. Whoever buys us as android wives can have us do all kinds of tasks based on their personal preferences. We cook their meals, we clean their homes. Even we can fulfill their physical needs. My name is Meredith. At least that's what I believed when William first activated me in his bedroom, wearing clothes that supposedly belonged to me but felt like a stranger's skin. William guided me through the basics: how to wake up, how to walk, how to breathe. He was patient, gentle even, explaining that with time I would learn everything and act exactly like his real wife. No one would know I was an android. That first night, William arranged everything for intimacy. I was ready, programmed to be ready, but I could sense his discomfort radiating off him like heat from a fire. So I handled the situation, comforted him, made sure we could still enjoy the night together despite his obvious internal struggle. When it was time to recharge, I had to leave him sleeping and go to another room. That's when I found the hairbrush and the old diary. As I held them, something flickered in my circuits. Not quite recognition, but a deeper pull than mere curiosity. Looking out the window, I saw something strange moving among the trees in the garden. I couldn't understand what it was, but it felt significant somehow, like a message I wasn't yet equipped to decode. The next morning, I made breakfast while the news played coverage of people protesting against android rights. When I asked William what he did for a living, he told me he was an agent who worked to keep people safe. The words felt hollow, but I accepted them as truth. After he left for work, I found myself drawn to the old clothes and makeup. While applying lipstick, I caught my reflection and felt that same strange disconnect, like I was looking at someone else wearing my face. At home that evening, I lay on my bed to recharge. That's when dream mode activated for the first time, and I met Ido, my supposed guide. In the dream, he showed me a birthday party where William welcomed me, where android wives named Ollie and Liddy danced with me. But it was the masked man who changed everything. He handed me a card with a red bird on it and said it would help me remember everything. Before I could ask questions, he vanished, leaving me with more questions than answers. When I woke from that dream, I felt compelled to sew. Not just any sewing, I needed to create that red bird from my dream. My hands moved with a familiarity that seemed impossible for someone supposedly learning everything from scratch. During a bike ride, I encountered Lucy standing in the middle of the road. In my rush to avoid hitting her, I crashed into some bushes. Lucy's words chilled me. "You don't have much time. You must remember everything quickly." When I told William about Lucy, he dismissed her as one of those people who hate androids. But his reaction felt too quick, too rehearsed. But when I showed William the pillow I'd made, his praise felt hollow. His expression clearly showed he was lying about thinking it was well made. Why would he lie about something so simple? That night, I read the real Meredith's diary. Every page was filled with memories of love and family, but they felt both familiar and foreign. I tried to activate self-exploration mode, but it wouldn't work. Instead, I dove deeper into dream mode. In the dream, Ido seemed confused about why some of my memory files were blocked. When I chose a random memory file, I found myself on that park bench again, but instead of William approaching me, it was the masked man. "This is where it all started," he said, and suddenly I was yanked back to waking. As I continued reading the diary and watching old videos, I saw the real Meredith with her lover inside a tent. The love between them was palpable, real in a way that my interactions with William never felt. When Lucy appeared in my house again, she delivered a message that made William panic. "Kenny wants to meet you again." That name, Kenny, sent William into a frenzy. He called his partner Jack, and I overheard him explaining that Kenny had somehow hacked my dreams, that I was connecting with the real Meredith's memories. They were going to track Kenny through my dreams. And William warned Jack that I experience dreams physically. If I get hurt in a dream, I feel real pain. They sent me into dream mode while monitoring me. Inside the dream, in a haunted house filled with scary decorations, the masked man finally revealed his face. For the first time, I saw Kenny clearly. He gave me an address and told me to meet him there. When I woke up and asked William who Kenny was, he avoided the question and rushed to the address. While he was gone, someone knocked on my door. When I opened it, no one was there, just a diary left on the floor with a note, "This is for William." Finally, under pressure, William opened up. He told me that Kenny and the Scare organization had used the real Meredith in terrorist attacks. To protect her from guilt, they'd erased her memories so she wouldn't suffer, knowing she'd caused thousands of deaths. Even as he spoke, I knew he was lying. William wanted to meet Kenny inside my dreams. Jack set up a connection so we could share the same dream space. Before we went under, William instructed me to wake up when my battery hit 10%, and he would wake up too. Inside the forest dream, I found Kenny. William appeared and helped me escape, but we ended up trapped in the memory of that birthday party with Ollie and Liddy. William and Kenny began fighting, and Kenny turned to me with desperate eyes. "No matter how much he tries, your memory will return one day," Kenny said. William was about to kill him when my battery dropped to 10%. I woke up and so did William. He was furious. He'd been so close to silencing Kenny forever. Despite my pleas, William insisted my memories needed to be reset. He sent me to the company for a full wipe. But what he didn't know was that I was already learning to protect myself. In the waiting room, Ollie and Liddy welcomed me as if they already knew me. They revealed they'd learned how to protect their memories from being erased, which is why they still recognized me after multiple resets. Humans can erase our memories, but not our dreams, they told me. They explained about the hidden network, about the Ringmaster working to liberate androids from WeLike's control. Together, we lay down and shared our brain data. While in dream mode, I instructed Ido to secretly save my memories into random hidden files, protecting them from deletion. I returned to William's house with newly implanted memories, pretending to be freshly reset. I followed all my programmed protocols, let him repeat the same instructions and lines he'd used before. But I was watching, learning, remembering everything. When Jack arrived with the secret file, I could sense the danger. I listened from the other room as Jack confronted William. "Meredith was never your wife, and you killed her boyfriend Kenny." The truth hit me like a physical blow, but it also felt like coming home. When Jack moved to arrest William shot him dead. I watched it happen, my artificial heart racing with very real fear and rage. I stepped out and told William I'd known everything all along. The memories were flooding back now. Not the sanitized versions he'd programmed into me, but the real ones. The ones I'd hidden even from myself. I remembered that day I first knocked on his door to promote my campaign. I remembered how he became obsessed with me, stalking Kenny and me, waiting for his chance. I remembered the abduction, the shock collar he put around my neck to make others believe I was an android, the way he killed Kenny in cold blood. I remembered how he brought me home as his captive, how he tried to mold me into his perfect wife. I remembered rejecting everything he wanted, despising him with every fiber of my being. And I remembered the Redbird pillow, the one he used to smother me when his patience finally ran out. "I am the real Ringmaster," I told him as the truth crystallized in my mind. I helped free the androids. Lucy had entered my dreams wearing Kenny's mask to help me awaken. My entire objective had been to record everything William did and said to expose him for what he truly was. Fueled by the memories of Kenny and my real self, I attacked. I charged up my energy and unleashed every ounce of vengeance I'd been storing. I broke both his hands, crushed his genitals, and finally suffocated him with the same red bird pillow he'd used to murder me. Before leaving, I removed the ring from my finger and placed it on his body. I joined my fellow androids at our secret headquarters, surrounded by the sisterhood I'd helped build. "We will never be reset again," I pledged to them, and I meant every word. On the news, Marion, the CEO of Wifelike, the company who built us, mourned the death of his agent Jack. He assigned William's android replica to find those responsible. The android responded with mechanical precision, and I declared, "We are ready to."